Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on a scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
The football season is nearly here, and we're getting you ready for kickoff. This is Big 12 Media Day coverage live from Frisco, Texas, presented by Omada Real Estate. Buying or selling a home? Trust the experts at Omada Real Estate. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Big 12 Media Day coverage, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, we're going to continue the Houston football talk. Joining us now, defensive lineman for the Cougars, Khalil Laufau. How's it going, Khalil? Thanks for jumping on with us.
Going good. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing great.
So is there like a black-on-black mandate at Houston? Like, because everybody seems like they're wearing the black-on-black suit there.
I just feel like it's just a vibe.
Yeah?
I feel like it just looks better like that.
You guys are showing up. It's all about that business, huh?
Yeah, it's strictly business, you know, just like get in and get out.
I like it. So everybody's high on Houston. You guys kind of flew under the radar, but not anymore.
Yes,
They're
sir.
gunning for you. So how does that – is there a shift in mentality there for you guys?
Yeah, you know, obviously Coach Fitz's first year there, went 4-8, you know, and then I transferred in last year. You know, that was just a completely shift for us.
So the difference is you, essentially. Is what
No. I'm just a bench warmer, you know. I'm just out there passing out water.
But you've got to be excited riding a little momentum into the season. I mean, that's got to be a good thing, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, going 10-3 last year, you know, obviously wasn't good enough for us, we felt like, you know. So going into this year, we want more, you know. And so we're just working in the dark, you know, just trying to do more. You know, so just to bring it all to light on Saturday night.
So you're up front on the defense, and last year a guy by the name of Carlos Allen, another guy, Eddie Walls. That's a lot of production. I think it's like 140-some tackles. Each of those guys combined, I think, about 19 tackles for loss.
Yeah.
How do you replace that?
Ooh, it's tough. You know, those two are both monsters for us last year. You know, but I feel like the guys that we have coming in this year, you know, Ashton Porter coming from Oregon and DT coming from Oklahoma State, you know, I feel like fill a big role, you know, and I feel like they'll do great.
Tell us a little bit about your defense as a whole. You know, we're talking about the D line, but do you guys, you know, want to be aggressive this year? Do you want to pick up sacks? I mean, what kind of do you want your identity to be?
I feel like this year we bring a lot of size this year, more than last year. And I feel like our identity for this year is just to be more physical. You know, physicality is a big thing that Coach OG is harping on for us this year, and just running to the ball, you know. So, yeah.
Everybody says they want to play fast and they want to attack, but it's another thing to be in the condition to be able to do that.
Yeah.
How difficult is that, and how much work goes into being able to execute that out on the field?
It's a lot, you know, but I feel like that's what practice is for. You know, Coach Fritz, Coach Armstrong, and Coach OG really harp on that. You know, everyone has to run to the ball. All 11 have to be to the ball during our unit period, and we have to get a break and then run back to the ball. It's like a fast tempo, you know. So they're really getting us ready, you know, in the condition, you know, phase.
What do you think about that opportunity to go into Lubbock, man? If you guys pull that off, that's almost like getting 2 wins, because it's going to be hard to win in Lubbock. You know, they're really, really good. I mean, I know you got some games before that, but once the conference season starts, that determines who gets to play in the conference title game as the conference season. So just give us your thoughts on what that might be as far as such a level of importance in an emotional game and an in-state game and all that stuff going forward.
I feel like going to Texas Tech, I feel like we got to be emotionally stable. And I feel like us being stable will just set the tone for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like at times we really get antsy or nervous. So I feel like once we get ourselves right, you know, mentally and an emotional standpoint, I feel like we'll thrive.
A lot of people consider you guys amongst the favorites in the league. Do you agree?
Yeah, I feel like I do. You know, I feel like we're putting in a lot of work. And I'm just excited just to have the boys just showcase that this fall.
When you look at some of the weapons you bring back on offense, I mean, obviously you're focused on your side of the ball, but to see what that offense is capable of, that's got to feel like, all right, we got some weapons on that other side that can really do some damage.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like?
Man, we have a lot of weapons, and even weapons that just came in, like Shadre Hurst, and returning, we got Connor Wegman and Amari Thomas. So just having those weapons is just, I feel like we can do anything, with those weapons that we have.
So you prepped at Harriman there on the west side of Salt Lake City Valley, and I'm reading your little bio on the website, and it says one of your hobbies is hiking. Now, there's plenty of hiking opportunities when you grew up. Where are you doing hiking in Houston?
I'm not. Yeah. Let's just say I'm not. I can't find really any specific spot over here in Houston to hike, and I know there is a lot, but I just never just thought of just looking. I just like going back home and hiking Donovan Falls.
Yeah, you can just walk out the door, basically.
Yeah, you can walk out the doors and just see mountains, but yep, I'm going to hike that one right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, Donut Falls. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You miss home?
I do at times. Especially late into the season, I miss home a lot. But I also like being away from home. Just home on my own, just figuring out life.
Tell us your story. How'd you end up at Houston?
When I hit the portal, it was just farther from home. And I just thought the farther I am away from home, the better I am. The better I can become a man on my own. And just learn how to live in this life on my own, rather than just relying on my parents and my siblings. I'm just very independent. And so I feel like me going farther from home was the best fit for me.
It's interesting when the transfer portal is such a big part of every locker room now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on average, you're probably turning over half of a roster every single year. So how do you get chemistry? Like, it's one thing to say, like, you play together for 3 or 4 years. Chemistry is going to develop on its own just based on the timeline. But now everything's on such a shorter timeline. How do you get to the point where you're bringing in guys from all over the country, all different backgrounds, and you have to immediately be ready to go? How hard is that?
Man, I feel like a lot of people think it's harder than it is, but it's not, I feel like, in our locker room. I feel like in our locker room we're very welcoming, and it's Houston, so there's a lot of stuff we can do, And so we invite a lot of our transfer players or just people that's been there, just to go out, have fun and stuff like that.
So you had some experience with In-N-Out. Do they have In-N-Out in Houston?
They do, but from where I live, it's about like 40 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Double-double's maybe not worth 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Or is
so
it?
I'll just stay home.
What about Whataburger? Can you handle that?
Whataburger's all right.
They have that down in Houston?
Yeah, we do. I'm not a big Whataburger fan.
So your ideal fast food burger would be In-N-Out?
No, I'm a McDonald's guy.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Just old school.
Childhood. That's childhood memory. And I probably eat McDonald's like almost every weekend on a Friday. After Friday workouts, I earn my weekend.
What's your McDonald's go-to order then?
It's a lot. It's 3 McDoubles with mac sauce, 3 spicy McChickens, 2 Big Macs, a basket of fries.
We're not talking for the month. We're talking
No, this is one meal.
This is one meal.
Yes, I love it.
A McFlurry. And if the ice cream machine don't work, then I get a 13-count cookie, and then I get a Sprite mixed with Powerade or High C.
I was gonna say maybe like a Diet Coke, because of calories.
Nah.
No.
I don't care about. I don't even care about calories.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
You'll sweat it off at the next practice.
I love that taste like
so
a
how long does it take you to put that down?
About like 20 minutes.
Yes, my guy. I love it.
20 minutes.
Pretty good.
I used to live that life. I miss it.
Well, Liz and Khalil, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Good luck this season.
Thank you. You guys have a good one. Safe travels back home.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, there you go. Defensive lineman for the Houston Cougars, formerly of Harriman. That is Khalil Laufau with us here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
That is the greatest McDonald's order of all time.
I guess in your 20s, maybe.
I loved his answer, though. There something about memories from your youth makes food taste better.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
I dive into like a Little Caesars pizza, I'm going, that tastes like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
McDonald's is the same way. Yeah. And that's quite the order.
Yeah, we got to run that back, too, because we got to get a calorie count on that thing.
What do you say? 3 McDoubles?
3 McDoubles with mac sauce.
What's
3
your
spicy.
McDonald's
go-to order then? Oh, here we go.
It's a lot. It's 3 McDoubles with mac sauce, 3 spicy McChickens, 2 Big Macs, a basket of fries.
We're not talking for the
McFlurry.
month. We're talking
No,
one day.
this is one meal.
This is one meal.
Yes, I love it.
A McFlurry. And if the ice cream machine don't work, then I get a 13-count cookie, and then I get a Sprite mixed with Powerade or High C.
A 13-count cookie if the ice cream machine's not working.
Why does the ice cream machine never work?
I don't
You
know.
should have a backup plan. He didn't say it didn't work.
Well, no, but it happens
that's-
all the time though
that's
at McDonald's.
The,
yeah.
That's the rep of McDonald's is their ice cream machine never works, and I love it that he had a backup plan. Like that's subtle McDonald's knowledge.
What are we
right
looking
there.
at? 10,000?
Oh, easy.
Well, he's a big guy and a D1 athlete, man. You got to have fuel.
Fine with me.
You gotta have
whatever he
fuel.
wants. I just would want to know. I would be dead for about a week.
Oh, but what a way to go, though. What a way.
Mrs. Donut Falls. That's pretty cool.
I could think it other ways.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Donut Falls, I've been there. I've done that.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not many places to hike in Houston, though. That's
Yeah, that's
that
what
was
I
a good
figured.
question, Houston.
Where did he start?
I'd have to,
Herman in Washington State. Is that
Oh,
what you're
Washington State. Yeah, that would be okay. So it was Washington State. All right.
saying? Yeah.
That's quite a change in climate, going from
Oh, for sure. It's
Washington
drastic.
State
Yeah,
to,
just the
to
whole-
Houston.
Yeah, you're going to get a whole different setting. And I like the fact that some people are like that. You know, I think if I would have been a D1 athlete, I would have stayed as close to home as possible. But he wanted to experience something new and different.
Well, I think, to recognize it, too, and be able to say, you know what, I want to grow as a man. I want to grow as a human being, and I can do that by being further away from home. And I respect that, that knowledge of who I am as a person.
I'd have to do my own laundry. I'd have to worry about what I'm going to eat on Sundays.
you
No.
didn't do your own laundry in college?
No, I took it home.
It's good to be you.
Just threw it in there.
Ma, my laundry.
My 5-year-old does her own laundry.
Well, if you don't have to. I think I made it okay.
We're live from Big 12 Media Days, brought to you by Omada Real Estate. We'll have more for you coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on the scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
All the insight and analysis of the Cougars, Utes, and the rest of the conference. Live from Frisco, Texas. This is Big 12 Media Day coverage on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Presented by Omada Real Estate. Buying or selling a home? Trust the experts at Omada Real Estate.
Big 12 Media Days, live from Frisco, Texas. The Star. Big 12 Media Days coverage brought to you by Omada Real Estate. Jake Scott, Tim LaComb, Patrick Kinahan, and the one and only Scott Gerard. As guys, we've got a little bit of a lull in the action, but we were just ticking it off during the break there. We've talked to 6 BYU players, Kalani Sitake and Brian Santiago, and that's just BYU. Of course, the Utes will be tomorrow, but we had a chance to talk to Ken Dillingham and all sorts of different players. It's been action-packed, Timmy.
Yeah, it's been fun in my first, and I've enjoyed kind of just the one-on-ones. You kind of get to see the personality, and I've been overwhelmingly impressed with these guys. The BYU guys, really enjoyed talking to them. Haven't seen them from a distance. I would not want to get hit by Glasgow. It's even more confirmed right now. But, no, I've enjoyed it, and I feel like we've gotten a good feel for where everybody is mentally and some of the things that they want to work on in the offseason to get themselves ready to go chase a championship.
PK, my favorite interview today so far has been Ben Roberts, our linebacker friend from Texas Tech. Very confident that the Raiders are going to be.
Who they going to play in the title game? Oh, man. I hope they're sitting at home, and I hope it's BYU versus Utah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It would be.
Oh,
Yay for
you
us.
imagine that?
I
That
think
would be great for
that
us.
this year is probably going to be the most competitive year, and I'm excited to see how everything turns out. Like, I don't know who's going to be in the Big 12 championship with us.
He had a couple of zingers. He was
And
good.
the best part is he delivered it, but he also gave the look. Like, I felt like he was, he was primed to back it up if anybody had anything to say.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to see who finishes in second this year. Like, okay.
Are you penciling the Raiders in, Scotty?
Yeah, I am. Penciling
Pencil.
in.
Pencil.
If Joey McGuire's been around telling everybody he thinks there's a good chance Will Hammonds will be back for Game 1, I don't believe that.
I do.
If it gets back by Game 3, then I think. But I don't think he should be even close to a field. Even if he is, the doctors say, I would keep him off the field for Game 1 and 2.
I think you need to get back out there to test it. What I wanted to say to old Ben is, I don't know who's going to skunk you in the first round of the playoff.
He's going to blank you.
I'm glad you would have sitting diagonal. I would have had to take your block.
All right, so I'm trying to think of the PK Hall of Fame of you ticked off Christian McCaffrey really bad. That was really uncomfortable.
What'd you do on that one?
He's like, oh, you're way smaller than I thought you'd be.
When you just kind of looked at him like,
And Christian gave him the death glare.
Because that had been a big story in Sports Illustrated, and he talked about how he had gotten that. And so I had just read the story and brought it up. Yeah.
But it didn't I read his story. It's like, no, Sports Illustrated was right. You are really small.
that they named saints, like St. Thomas the whatever. He's
Aquinas.
You're St. Patrick the agitator.
And then you got Herm
that's your
Edwards.
saint
Herm
skill.
Edwards was all mad at you.
Yep.
Todd Graham got mad at you.
I love the Herm Edwards one. That's my favorite. It really is.
I think I was telling some. I think it might have been you, Tim. Brian Santiago and I got into it a little bit last year.
Over.
The idea that the quote came out of we won't be the highest bidder. Or you
won't be outbid.
We would not be outbid.
You will not outbid us. And he said that was a misquote. And I said, Brian, man, I worked 23 years in newspapers. There's no way that guy misquoted. That is too direct. It's too basic. And he said, well, we won't be the highest bidder. And I said, I guarantee you there's at least one athlete on that campus who came to BYU because it's the highest bid. And then I was telling Tim a couple weeks ago, I was playing golf with a BYU athlete. Why'd you go to BYU? Gave me the best offer.
Love you, B. You guys are absolutely. I'm getting picked on early there now.
Real quick, not to interrupt talking about B, but our friend Zach on the Snap Talk tweeted in that the total estimated calories of our friend Khalil's McDonald's meal, 4,865.
That's it?
That's what he's put together.
Oh, that's not that bad at all.
Seemed that would be understated.
Does that include the
brunch.
13-count cookies?
No, that includes the McFlurry.
Oh, okay.
What's a McFlurry?
It's like a
Blizzard.
Yeah, it's like a blizzard. It's like an ice cream treat with candy in it.
You wouldn't know. You're not sweet. You're salty.
I don't. I eat. If I go to McDonald's, it's the breakfast burritos.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't,
right.
You're salty.
And so, look, for many years, I always knew, and this is what I keep telling Lloyd. Like, if you want to get DJ and PK on your side, it's really easy. Number one, don't tell them anything that management tells you to tell them. Just don't tell them. And then number two is every probably 3 weeks or so, DJ wants 2 Egg McMuffins, and PK wants a breakfast burrito and pancakes. And you just every 2 or 3 weeks you bring it into them, and they'll be your best friends forever.
And bang, that's how you manage the most high maintenance show on the station.
I am as low maintenance as it comes.
If people only knew. People think one way about how the show is. They just flip-flop it, and that's kind of how it is.
I got that.
I'm too old. You get to be my age, you just
I second that.
Everything is rolling off the back at this point.
That isn't true at all. You harbor more grudges than anybody I know.
Well, I hate you for not letting me do the show remotely. I mean, I've been on record as saying that.
Because I have anything to do with that. And why does that come up, Ellen?
I don't know. Well, you tell me.
Hey, direct that at Salazar back in Salt Lake. I've got nothing to do with that.
Salazar.
Hey, if you guys keep this up, I'm going to have to get that Lubbock judge involved.
All I know, if it was up to me, I'd let you do the show from home all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
I'm joking, Lloyd. Don't get mad.
Somehow I get pegged
and
for that.
I actually don't want to do it, but then I found out that there's guys who don't want me to do it, and that makes me want to do it.
Do it more.
Do you guys want real quick here, we can take a break from football. We're a little low in the action. You guys want to hear Donovan Mitchell's new contract broken out by year?
God.
Oh, yeah, hit me.
Donovan signed a new, what was it,
237?
73.
73.
Oh, 273, yeah.
So here's how it's going to break out. Year one, which is the year after next, $60.9 million. Year two, $65.8. Year three, $70.6. And year four, $75.5 million for the former Jazz.
And I hope nobody from Cleveland says something bad about him on Twitter.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy, you guys.
That's a lot of money to go back and look at the film after every loss.
At the end of the day, he loves at the end of the day.
We're gonna go back, look at the film.
Listen, I'm sorry, Donovan's not a supermax guy. That's too much money for him.
No, but they.
Yeah, what are you
But
going to
you
let
have
him
to.
go?
Yeah.
That's the NBA system. Karolinko got it. All these guys get it.
But that's where you got to pass.
But they don't, because you can't sell your fans. We just let our best player walk and then expect them to buy your merchandise, watch your games, go to your games. They won't do that.
Except for you can't give a Supermax. There's only 3 others in the whole league, and
Right.
you can't give the Supermax to the wrong guy. And you know why?
That guy who's so temperamental and you're going to hurt his feelings, he got hurt. Some state senator said something, and that made him, he had to leave town.
Listen, you want to bring up Andre Karolinko. Signing him to a max deal is the reason the Boozer and Darren Williams era was not more successful, because they were totally handcuffed by that bad contract. So to answer your question, yes, the Jazz should have passed on that player and not signed him to that contract.
Don't.
Well, they should fight their I mean, the Jazz did a smart thing by moving Donovan Mitchell.
When they could, right?
Yeah, when they could. That was the smart thing to do. Giving him 35% of your salary cap is just going to handcuff you. Then you're only as far as that player can take you, and he's not going to take him that far.
What is that far?
I saw a quote
title.
I saw a quote from a GM. It was an honest GM, like, we have to give the money to somebody.
Yeah.
Do you? Really?
Yeah, you do.
I mean, there's a basement, sure, but you don't have to be handing out. I'm with you on that.
How do you sell it to your fan base?
How does the Jazz sell Walker Kessler going to the Lakers?
Because he wasn't the best player.
You sell it as a savvy move.
He wasn't even close to the best player. He's like the 5th best player.
Donovan was the best player, and they traded him, and it was the right thing to do.
Because he was going to leave. Yeah, they had no choice. But they
had him 3 more years under contract. What do you mean they had no choice? They could have sat on him for 3 years.
And how do you sell that to your franchise? We're going to let our best player just walk. It doesn't work that way. You have no choice. You've got to do something. They chose to get rid of him. If they would have kept him, they'd sign him to that money.
This is a bad move for Cleveland. I don't care how you dress it up as
Sure.
if they have no choice.
They
Sure
don't.
they do.
No.
Absolutely,
But you can't sell hope to your fans if you let the guy just walk. You can't do it.
You can't, because life goes on, and then the next guy steps in. Gordon Hayward leaves, and Donovan Mitchell was here 10 minutes later.
They got lucky on that.
And scared.
12 other teams passed on Donovan Mitchell.
Being scared of the fans is no way to run a franchise. I'm
have
not
to
letting
sell
Cleveland off the hook because they had to because of their fans.
You have to
That's
sell
ridiculous.
hope to the franchise. And that was what the Jazz. I listened to your guys. Somebody did good in the third quarter, and you spent 20 minutes on it. What the hell were you doing? You were selling hope on your post game because you didn't want to go on and just crack. You told me this literally. You did this for the last 4 years, Jake. You sold hope to the listeners at 11 o'clock at night.
Listen, I wasn't selling anything. It either was Tim. What we do is give analysis to the game, which is
and you tried to go for the positive. Because you could, and I'm not criticizing you by any stretch. You couldn't.
Kind of sounds like
well,
it.
but that's me. When I breathe, it's criticism. I get it. You told me we can't sit here and crack on these guys. And I agree with you. If they wouldn't have fired me and prevented me from ever doing jazz radio again, I would have done the exact same thing. We do it in the morning.
I was making a point to you about the language that you use, where you can't go on and just blast away. But Tim and I are fairly critical on post-game shows. You just don't. You can't be a Richard about it. You got to go on and say this guy struggled.
Yeah,
this did
it's
this
not sports
right.
radio.
You can't be.
But I agree with you. You have to sell hope. Who wants to listen to just nothing but negative? They suck, they suck, they suck. You have to find ways to engage the fans.
Selling hope is somebody else's job. And if they're going to talk about, if these owners and general managers are going to talk about doing what it takes to win titles, then do it. And that includes the painful
Making the hard
stuff.
decisions.
It makes absolutely. They should flip Donovan today, not sign him to an extension. We saw how far they got him in the playoffs.
Who
They
in the
should
world
flip
at
him
this
right
point
now.
would want to take Donovan Mitchell?
Lots of teams.
Well, Cleveland just paid him $270
Absolutely.
Because they had no choice. That's my point.
They had a choice.
They had no choice. And he's going to tell them, I'm not going to sign with you. Oh, so we'll give you equal value, knowing that Mitchell is going to come here and not sign with us. That's a brilliant move. Who would do that?
I'm not sure the point you're making.
Because he's going to tell them I'm going to be a free agent. So I'm not. If I get traded, pick a team, Boston. He's going to tell Celtics, I'm not re-signing with you. Just like he told the Jazz, I'm not going to resign here.
Yeah, but there were 3 years still on his contract when he told the Jazz that. They
Right.
didn't have to do anything.
Fine,
and
but
he didn't,
we're talking about going forward.
Cleveland didn't guarantee him a dang thing.
Who's going to trade for him now? That's in the past. Who would possibly trade for him
This offseason, with a year left on his deal, plenty of teams.
For way less than $73 million
Maybe not
a year.
now.
I mean,
maybe not now. Well, certainly not now.
But
no question now. All he's got to tell him, you give me premier players, and then I'm going to leave this time next year. Okay, that sounds good to us. No one's going to say that. The system sets it up so you give the most money to your best player. You have to hope that your best player is good enough. And the reality is there's maybe 3-4 guys that are good enough in the entire league at any given time.
The problem I have with that is you determine your best player, not them. I mean,
who's them?
The fans.
The fans. I mean, you're trying to. If you're
Mitchell's their best player, you going to argue that?
For what? For filling the seats? For scoring baskets?
He's their best player.
Best player on a team going nowhere.
Right. I mean, yeah.
I guess if the conference finals is nowhere, then
there's
only one team that went anywhere.
I don't think they are.
Anywhere.
I don't think they are optionless. I think there are options along the way. They just chose not to do any of them, and now they're just going to sign them to a deal that's going to kill their team.
Yeah, but if they weren't going anywhere, then what's the difference? How are they any worse? But you just told me they're not going anywhere, so let Mitchell go. And you're going to go somewhere?
Yeah, because then you have money to pay other people. And you will hope they were the right. Who did the Jazz just drafted? They're figuring out who they're going to pay. They're going to have these decisions
and
coming up, and
because Mitchell
they better pay
is
the right
good
guy.
enough, they ain't going to be drafting second. They're going to be drafting 22nd.
And they're going to be stuck in the grinder.
And there's only one team that isn't each year.
So how do you get there? And it's not by Supermax and Donovan Mitchell, I'll tell you that. So how do you get to be that one team?
Supermaxing who?
What do you mean supermaxing who?
Yeah, who do you supermax?
Listen, part of the reason that the Knicks were successful this year is Jalen Brunson did not take the max, and they had enough money to give other players. That's a fact.
Right.
So
Mitchell took the max. If Mitchell didn't take the max, then they would have been able to do it.
Dude,
but he took the max.
I'm not blaming Mitchell.
Neither am I.
I'm blaming Cleveland.
Blame them all you want.
I don't think they were forced to do anything. I don't agree with your entire premise.
Brunson sacrificed and got him there this year.
Uh-huh.
Where did he get him last year? To your own acknowledgement, nowhere.
Oh, but they had a future. I don't think Cleveland has a future. And by the way, I don't want to defend the Knicks. I can't stand the Knicks. But the reason that they were able to have a deep team is because they had the money to do it. If Donovan's making all the money, they don't have the money to make a complete team, and he's not good enough by himself to get them over the hump.
I agree.
Cleveland, by bringing James Harden in at the deadline as your quote-unquote pickup pitcher, when you needed somebody desperately to galvanize your defensive side.
I agree.
And then to have your coach actually get on and say, that you won the series analytically and that James Harden's a great defender.
They were only up 2-1.
And then the fact that you just paid, you have no chance. Like that thing is ready to just go.
To go what?
Like, Battleship. You sunk my battleship, man. E3.
I don't think Cleveland's going anywhere either.
I just love it that Scotty's over here sitting this one out.
So meanwhile,
I don't PK's dragged me into enough arguments. I'm just going to be like, no, just be the.
This
we ain't
one
going to go anywhere.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. You can defend Donovan, the Supermax player, all you want, but you're going to die on that hill.
And you're going to be right next to me because the Knicks went nowhere last year, according to you.
They won the title this year,
right? And so you forecasted what's going to happen next year.
Yeah, I don't think Cleveland's going to win the championship.
Neither do I.
No,
and if I would have sat here this time last year, you would have said, "I don't think the Knicks are going to win the championship."
Listen, if Jalen Brunson wanted a supermax deal from the Knicks, I wouldn't give him that either. I don't think there's any player in the league that's a supermax
4.
guy.
That's what I said. Who would you give the supermax to? I said maybe 3 or 4 in the league.
Maybe at the most. 35% of your cap
Big
is
Vic?
a ton.
Okay, so then you take, but yet what the Jazz did was so friggin' brilliant.
What?
And they gave $50 million to a guy who's never played a playoff game, and Jaren Jackson. So what's the difference?
Well,
they're giving $100 million to those two, and Jake Scott, they've gone nowhere.
Yeah, but 50 is not 70. And 2, to Scotty's point.
It's a whole payroll, so you can break it down any way you want.
To Scotty's point, when they signed Lowry Marketing, they had to give the money to somebody. They had to. They had to hit the.
Don't drag me into this.
They had to hit the league minimum.
So there you go. You got to give the money to somebody. They didn't have to give it to. If they didn't have to give it to Mitchell, they sure as hell didn't have to give it to Marketing.
PK.
There's a minimum.
When you're in the rebuild, you're not paying a lot of guys because you're young. You have to hit the thing called the league minimum, which is a number every team in the league has to hit, or they pay a fine.
And pay Jaren Jackson $50 million. He's never gone anywhere
because they have the room. And they can do it. Cleveland doesn't have the room.
Sure they could.
No, they don't.
Well, then they wouldn't have done it if they didn't have the room.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going well into the tax with this mess. And they haven't even re-signed James Harden either officially, which they're going to have to do for $50 million a year. So,
and they got to find money for LeBron too.
And they've got an Evan Mobley extension coming up. I mean, it's a total different situation that the Jazz rebuild.
Go Jazz! I got it.
I'm just speaking facts.
Why do I get a shot?
Why do I get a shot like that? How do you know PK is losing an argument? The personal shots come out. It hasn't changed.
You defended
since
the Jazz
2003,
and then you blast Cleveland.
This is a terrible deal.
I agree. I'm not saying
what
it's a good deal.
What are you arguing with me for?
That you end up signing your best players to the most amount of money. That's the way the system works. Is it a good deal? Probably not.
Listen, if the Jazz were up against the tax, they would have thought twice about the Lowry contract. They weren't. They had to give the money to somebody.
And giving him $50 million. We'll see if it's good.
And his contract's over in 2 years?
Who, Lowry's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. They won't be in a pinch. Cleveland's in a pinch.
So you've just decided they're not going to re-sign Lowry?
They'll have to make a decision on Lowry, absolutely. And it wouldn't shock me if they traded Lowry before the end of that contract anyway.
And the Walker thing actually helps Lowry to stay longer. I mean, it actually opens things up because it would have been Lowry, Key, and Walker all, all that
and
money.
Jaren Jackson.
And they're going to give they're going to give Keontae George huge money. It's what the system demands. Is it right? Well, for the players, they're saying, yeah, absolutely is right. Is it going to be right for you to win a title? Probably not.
I don't think the Jazz are going to give Keontae huge money. They would have extended him by now because they can, just like Cleveland did with Donovan Mitchell.
It doesn't matter whether it's the Jazz or it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to give him a contract
max
that
deal?
is better than his. No, he's too young. We'll see if he gets. I can't forecast what he's
eligible for 30%. His rookie max extension it's less than 30.
Right. There's a difference, obviously, between that
and what Donovan said.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Mitchell's been in the league now for 8 years? Is that what he is?
It seems
no,
like
it's
two,
longer
but
than that.
Longer than that?
No.
Okay. So I have no idea what Keontae George is going to be like in 5 years.
But if the Jazz were just going to automatically max out Keontae George, they do it now. They're not going to do that. So they're not going to give the wrong money to the player just because he's theirs. They're not going to do that. They'd do it right now if they were.
That's why Kessler didn't get any money
That's
last
why
year.
Kessler didn't get any money. Exactly.
I love your faith in the Jazz, Jake.
This is not faith in anybody. What are you talking about?
Now
And
that's
again,
back to the personal shot.
What is he talking about?
I love his faith in the Jazz will make the right decision.
All right, Christian, go to break. We're done. Live at Big 12 Media Days.
Cleveland sucks, but the Jazz will make the right decision.
More next, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Season is nearly here, and we're getting you ready for kickoff. This is Big 12 Media Day coverage live from Frisco, Texas, presented by Omada Real Estate. Buying or selling a home? Trust the experts at Omada Real Estate. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, live from Big 12 Media Days here in Frisco, Texas at the Star. Jake Scott, Tim LaComb, Patrick Kinahan. We are joined now by defensive back from Colorado, Ben Finneseth, with us. What's going on, Ben? How are you?
I'm fantastic. How you guys doing?
Oh, I'm irritated at this guy down here right now. But other than that,
we won't let that.
We're here to talk football and Colorado football at that.
Yes,
so,
sir.
How are you feeling going into the year?
Man, I'm excited. You know, we got a great group of guys. We hit the portal hard. You know, we brought in 50, 60 new guys, and we brought in a lot of like-minded people, and that was the biggest thing. We brought in tons of competitors, a lot of guys that came from smaller schools just with tons of playing experience. And, you know, I'm excited to see how all of us are going to play together, you know, like the way we've come together, the brotherhood that we've built over the summer and the culture that we've built. You know, it's gonna come to light in the fourth quarter, you know, in close games. So I'm super excited for where the season's going to take us and for where we're headed as a team.
Coach Prime seems to be doing a little bit better health-wise and talked about it. You know, he's back up to better weight. Do you sense a difference in him, you know, in his effort, energy every day?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. It's night and day difference. You know, it was sad to see him like that last year. You know, it really hurt me, and, you know, especially as close as we've grown and, you know, the way he's bought into me over these past 4 years. I'm just, you know, it hurt my heart to see him going through something like that. But, you know, he's a competitor, and what we went through last year as a team, like that pissed him off just as much as it pissed us off. So, you know, he's not going to put up with that just as much as we aren't going to. So it's awesome to see him, you know, full of light and full of energy again and buying into us the way that he used to be able to, you know. So it's we just got back from his house in Dallas actually last weekend. So we were down there for a leadership retreat, a couple of the guys on the team, and so we were doing some fishing and riding horses and riding four-wheelers down at his house, so it was awesome.
So you were pissed last year, huh?
Pissed.
Because I'm pissed right now.
I believe it. At him or her? What I was going to say.
Break it up. This is just great radio.
Let's throw the gloves on for 30 seconds and settle this, shall we?
I knew you'd like that.
Thank you.
Tell us about your new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, Coach Marv. I mean, dude, he's intense, bro. He's like a military sergeant. Oh, he's pissed. Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed. He's more pissed than you are. So, yeah. No, Coach Marv's the best. He brings intensity and fire and passion every day. So
that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, no, I love him to life, and you know we're going to be violent and aggressive. That's going to be our identity on defense. So it's he's the leader of that, and you know we intend to lead as you know one of the leaders of the defense. That's going to be our mantra as a leadership group as well. So.
Tell me about this WWE thing that you're involved in.
Yeah. So one of the recruiters actually found my YouTube channel last season and had reached out to one of our NIL coordinators and was like, hey, do you think he'd be interested in it? And I was like, yeah, well, you know, so I grew up in a wrestling family. My dad was a 3-time All-American wrestler at North Dakota State. and coached Brock Lesnar, and he's one of our family friends. So I've always grown up around wrestling. My uncles wrestled in college, so I grew up in a wrestling family, and I'd never thought that was going to be my way into wrestling, to be honest with you. But, yeah, so they had reached out, and I was like, yeah, I'd be interested. So I did a couple rounds of interviews, and they were like, yeah, we really like you. We want to fly you down for a tryout. So they flew me down there for a week, and it was hard, dude. Like, they beat the crap out. They just tried to make us quit. I think there was, like, 30 of us at the tryout, and, like, 10 people ended up quitting. Like, it was tough. And so – It was a super cool experience, though.
Wow.
Didn't get signed, but I want to be a football coach when I'm done playing, anyway. So it was it was a cool experience. But if they want to give me another shot in the future, and we'll see what happens.
So did you grow up? Did you grow up wanting to go to Colorado, being in Durango? Is that a place that you looked at as a place you'd want to go play college football?
Yeah, so I was born in North Dakota and grew up most of my life in Minnesota. I moved to Durango my freshman year of high school. So, to be honest, when I first got there, I didn't know I was good enough to play football in college. I really didn't know I was until summer going into my junior year when I got my first offer from Fort Lewis College in Durango, if you guys know anything about that.
Sure.
So, so I was like – I wasn't a CU fan. My dad grew up watching CU because they were winning national championships when they were playing, or when he was growing up. So he watched Cordell Stewart and Darian Hagan and Westbrook and all those guys. So it's I didn't grow up a CU fan, and it's, to be honest with you, I went on a visit to Colorado School of Mines summer heading into my senior year, and it was cool. I knew I wanted to be an engineer, so they recruited me hard, but it just didn't quite feel right. So I was like, Dad, can we drive up to Folsom? Like, I'd never seen the field. So I was like, can we just drive up there real quick? And we drove up, and I went and looked through one of the corners of one of the gates in the southwest corner, and I was like, Dad, like, I'm coming here, dog. Like, I'm finding a way to come here. So from then on, it was my goal to make it here, and obviously here I am. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it is a great field. I took a game in there years ago, but cool place.
Great place.
Yeah, I've been there many times, and they've remodeled it, so it's even better. It has an old school feel to it. To that you don't really. I've been to not all the teams in the Big 12, but all the teams in the Pac-12, and it's like it's an old stadium, but it's new, if that makes sense, and it's just different.
Right.
And so the way it's set up, so I can get why you would have had that feeling there. As far as that goes, right. I look at your defense, and you talk about the transfers. You're going to have to rely on them. I think there's only a couple of players, you might be one of them, that have 200 snaps to their experience. And so you went out and you got transfers on the deal. I mean, basically all levels. I think you got 5 defensive line, a couple of linebackers, and your potentially anyway, your entire secondary is going to be transfers. Yep. So it's sort of ridiculous to ask you anything about last year because none of those guys were there. So it's like it's from this time going forward, which I think is probably a good thing because last season was not good.
Right. Yeah, no, most definitely. We're going to be a transfer team, but, that's the cool thing about it is, you get to bring in all these guys, but, like, you get to form a new identity as a team. Like, we're going to be completely different than last year. And it's like you said, I'm trying to think. I think there's 3 DBs that returned from last year, and that's me, R.J. Johnson, he's a corner, and Makari Vickers, he's a kind of utility guy, plays outside and inside. So it's got tons of new transfers, tons of new talent, and everyone's got different talents and different skill sets. And the way that we've kind of learned to play with each other and learned each other's skill sets has been kind of cool to understand each other and to get to know each other. So it's up front we got I think we only returned 1 guy, if I remember right, on the D-line. 2 guys, Kylan Salter and Quincy Wiggins. So 1 interior guy, 1 exterior guy. I'll see you guys later. And then in the linebacker room, I think we just returned 2 of our walk-ons. So, it's completely new defensively. And so it's it's a cool opportunity for all of us to get to know each other, get to play with each other, and to kind of form one mindset. And that's been our biggest focus this offseason is how can we build the brotherhood that we want and head the direction that we want, and what kind of team do we want to be. And so it's been super cool to kind of understand that of each other.
Does that open up a leadership opportunity for you?
Yeah, most definitely. And one of my gifts in life is bringing people together. And so that was one of the big things that I screwed up last year is I did nothing to bring us all together, and it showed when we played. It was 11 individuals out there. We weren't a team. No one cared about the person next to them, and it starts with me. That was my fault. So I was not going to let that happen again, and I think that's part of the reason that the Lord gave me a knee injury this past offseason. He was like, your job is to bring these guys together and build that brotherhood and build that camaraderie that we were missing last year. So that's been, a huge focus that we've focused on this year.
You guys kick off against Weber State this year, right?
Yep.
Don't take those guys lightly.
Oh, no.
That's our state.
I don't.
They fling it.
Yeah.
They got a new coach that flings it, so you got to be ready for them.
Yes, sir.
What's the realistic goal for you guys this year?
Shoot, win the conference. To me, that's realistic. I believe in the guys that we have in our locker room. I believe in our coaches. I think we brought in a great OC and a great DC. I think Coach Prime did a heck of a job with that. And, the guys that we brought in, it's a world of difference, the mentality that we all have. Every one of these guys is competitive as heck. None of us are accepting losing. It's not even in our vocab anymore. It pisses us off the way that the season went down last year. So I need to quit saying that.
I hear you.
Yeah. I need to quit saying that.
No, this was perfect that we got you right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of calmed everything down.
So, it's, yeah, that's what I'd say.
Well, Ben, thank you very much for joining us. Good luck
with
the upcoming year.
Thank
Pleasure.
you, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
There you go. Defensive back for the Colorado Buffaloes, Ben Finneseth, with us here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Also may have a future as a wrestler. We're going to step aside for just a second. We're actually expected to be joined by Doug McNamee, the AD for Baylor. So stay tuned. We'll have that coming up straight ahead, live from Frisco, Texas, right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.